Hey everybody, it's a beautiful Saturday here at Parnassus. I am Ann Patchett. I am the co-owner of this store. And we're so glad that you came out today to see Al and Deborah. I want to tell you a couple of things. If you just feel at the end of this event that you have not gotten enough of famous television personalities, come to the library tomorrow downtown at 3 o'clock to see Hoda Kotb. That should be a terrific event. If you are not on our mailing list, please sign up so you will know when other famous weathermen come to visit us. You wouldn't want to miss it. We won't do anything bad with your email address. Turn off your cell phones. Don't leave with any dogs that you didn't bring into the store. I have known Al Roker and Deborah Roberts since this morning, and I have to say I am really an excellent judge of character, as most of us who are over 50 are. And you know good people when you see them. These are extraordinarily good people. These are really smart, nice, warm, and friendly people. And I have to say I am a huge fan of Al Roker's because he did the thing that I find most attractive and most admirable in a man, which is he married a woman who is as smart and as successful as he is, which makes me, I know, there are 4 of them out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one of them here today. Al, Deborah. Oh, and so they're going to tell some stories. They're going to sign your books. After they tell some stories, Nikki is going to come out and she's going to explain how the signing is done. Have a great time. I'm really glad you're here, and come back. Bye.
Thank you so much, Anne. Wow.
She was actually wrong about one thing. I actually married somebody smarter.
Oh. This is going to be a great book tour. Great book tour.
As long as we end after today.
I keep saying to Al, we should just take this on the road. We're having such a great time. And he says,
let's not press our luck.
Don't press our luck. Thank you so much, Anne and Nikki and all the folks here at Parnassus for having us. Wow, you came. You know, you always have this fear if somebody's throwing a party, will people really show up? And you did show up. So thank you so much. This has been really a pleasure. I have to confess that my husband was a little nervous about this proposition in the very beginning.
I didn't want to write it.
Okay, you don't have to be so adamant about it. It wasn't like you didn't. It was my idea.
Yeah.
But Al and I, as so many of you know, have such different experiences career-wise. He's at NBC and I'm at ABC.
Our children have a special coming up on Fox.
Okay, let's not try that again.
When children attack, it's fantastic.
Definitely not happening. I'm a child of the post-segregated South from Georgia. He's the son of a bus driver from Queens. So we have so many differences, but yet what we do have in common is, I think, what do we have in common? I don't even know.
We love each other.
We love each other. That's right. We love each other. But we also have an undying love for family and appreciation for family. And part of our family roots have even been here in Nashville. We have some good friends, the Clarks, who are here, and they're part of our family circle too. But over the years, I have said to Al, as I've spoken to different groups and talked about my life, my personal life, my life as a spouse, as a mom, as a daughter, as a friend, people have often come up to me and said, oh my gosh, I love the stories that you've told, or your experiences are so much like mine. I just assumed because you're in the media that everything was just sort of like pat for you and everything works out. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. My life is just as chaotic and has in so much of a turmoil like yours. And I said to Al, this could be fun to talk about some of our experiences. And right? And you were really thrilled and excited about the idea of collaborating with me.
The only way we could do this was that we were never in the same room.
Oh.
It's true. No, we never wrote together. We had topics, and Deborah would write hers, and I'd write mine. We have a wonderful co-writer, this woman, Laura Morton, who would help bring it all together. But
I would tell the truth. His stories were a little shaky.
This is a true story that we tried to write a text to a mutual friend last week, and we got into a major fight.
Well, he didn't have his apostrophes together.
Yeah, it took 30 minutes to write a text. So I thought, gee, a whole book, that would have been fantastic.
But the idea was to talk about not so much us as experts, but what we've learned and what we've lived as parents and as spouses in our careers, and also just some of the unusual situations we've found ourselves in. I mean, who else could actually talk about having wound up in an apartment building in New York City, going to one party and winding up at the wrong party in the apartment building, except us?
It wasn't quite. Well, one wasn't quite a party.
One was not a party.
We were going to a fundraiser, a black tie fundraiser, but our minister, our pastor, was having a dinner to celebrate the Archbishop Desmond Tutu at her apartment, and we thought, well, we have to go to this. I mean, this is Desmond Tutu. So we get to the building, and there are all these black cars out in front, and we thought, great. So we go, and
we're in a gown and a tux because we're going to a black tie event right after this. So we're really just stopping in for 15 minutes, and we're going to get ready to go.
See, I just said black tie event.
I know, but I want them to know. I want them to get the idea, the imagery together.
See, this is, again, our life.
Okay.
See, because when I say it, how many husbands... I digress. How many husbands... Your wife will say something, and you say, well, you know what, honey, how about this? And you give them some advice, and they ignore you. And then one of their friends says the exact same thing you said, and she says, what a great idea. And I said, I know I heard that somewhere. Oh, I know. I said it.
Calm down.
I'm sorry.
So I had on a yellow gown, and you had on a tuxedo.
I had on a tuxedo. Anyway, we go to the elevator, and the elevator guy takes us up to this beautiful apartment. Doors open up, and there's the apartment right there, and we're looking, and wow, this is gorgeous. And there's some very famous paintings on the wall, and I'm thinking, we're putting too much in the plate on Sunday.
But we don't know anybody there, and this is supposed to be for our church,
Our church, and we're walking around, and the waiter's passing hors d'oeuvres, which is very nice.
You're eating lamb chops.
I'm having lamb chops. The little lollipop lamb chops. They're fantastic. They did not have pigs in a blanket, which to me, you can't have a party without pigs in a blanket.
All right.
Oh, but I digress again.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so we're looking around. We say to this one woman, have you seen Archbishop Desmond Tutu? Oh, he's going to be here tonight? I'm thinking, it's a dinner in his honor. That's kind of odd.
And I'm talking to different people, and I'm realizing everybody's name is Silver and Schwartz and, Goldman, just a big contingent of Jewish folks. And this is supposed to be an Episcopal event. So I'm thinking, this is very strange.
So finally, I say to one of the waiters, I said, this is the dinner for Archbishop Desmond Tutu, right? He goes, oh, no, this is the Shiva for Abe Rosenthal, the publisher of the New York Times.
So for 15 minutes, we're at a Shiva. And we're supposed to be upstairs, 3 floors up at a dinner. So
now we're trying to get out, and there's the widow Rosenthal saying goodbye to people.
All right, now this part you cannot believe the rest of it.
Absolutely true.
This part is not
we
true.
get to our point in front of Mrs. Rosenthal, and my wife, who usually does the talking, says, Mrs. Rosenthal, congratulations.
I said my condolences.
She said congratulations.
I never say congratulations.
And I jumped in. I said, yes, congratulations on such a life well lived. I grew up in New York City, and you're not a New Yorker unless you know how to do the New York Times subway fold. Congratulations. Thanks so much. And we get to the vestibule. The elevator opens up. We said, you let us out on the wrong floor. He said, you seemed like you knew where you were going.
And so we go 3 floors up to Reverend Husson's apartment, where a group of quiet Episcopalians are having dinner with Desmond Tutu.
And Desmond Tutu sees me and goes, didn't you used to be fatter?
And he gets a belly laugh, but I thought, this is just too good. We can't just sit on this story. We got to tell this story someplace. So that story, along with all kinds of other stories about our family life and challenges that we've faced, is what you will find in the book. So we hope that you will buy it. We hope you'll buy several copies because we need to pay the therapy bills for our children.
Yes.
So we hope that you will buy multiple copies, and we are happy to be here and sign.
We recorded the audiobook version, and our kids, there's one chapter where we talk about driving. I am not a fast driver. You know what my
You drive
thing
like
is?
a little old lady.
I'm
No
speaking.
offense
There are a
to
number
little
of
old ladies. No offense to old
of
ladies.
senior ladies out there,
okay.
and you may drive faster than
Okay,
this.
okay.
But I am not one. Whereas my wife, who came from the South and got to New York and was afraid to get in a cab,
Yes.
now is freaking Mario Andretti. You know,
Yeah.
speed up! Why are you letting that guy in? Don't let him cut you off. I mean, it's like frighteningly aggressive.
But I'm very gentle with my beeps. When I beep at somebody,
Yes.
I go beep, beep, and you go, ah!
What's the point of the horn?
Okay.
A little beep beep says, hey, how you doing?
Yes, exactly.
Says, get out of the way.
Okay, all right.
So our children, in the one chapter, the way the book is laid out, it's kind of like Deborah writes something, I write something. Deborah writes something, I write something. And but in this chapter, our children contributed as well because they are in the car and here. I have come up with the ultimate solution. I don't drive when Deborah's in the car. I just give her the keys. But the kids are in the car. And anyway, we recorded the audio version of the book. And we decided it'd be nice maybe if the kids recorded their part too. So our son, Nick, who is 13 and is always kind of in his sister's shadow, but is always trying to bust out, looks at the script and says, wait a minute. Leela has more lines than me. I said, well, that's the way it turned out. I should add some more. I said, you can't add more now that the book's written.
And then she wanted to know what was her cut from the book. Our daughter. Okay, all right. So we're doing something right, I guess. So please buy lots of books so she can get a bigger cut.
That's right.
Okay.
So I guess we'll answer a couple of questions, or if you've got any questions, we'd be happy to answer.
And thank you all so much for coming out.
It's really nice because it's a nice day. You could be doing a lot more.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know that I would have come out to see me.
There's a lady out here.
Yes.
Do you believe in arranged marriages?
Do we believe in arranged marriages?
Arranged marriages. Oh, you mean for your daughter?
I got one for Nick.
Oh, okay. All right.
How old is she? 12, 13? 12, perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
There
He's
you
13
go.
and a half. Okay, we do believe in arranged marriages now. Yes, sir.
Al, we remember you from Sue and Chuck Scarborough.
Chuck Scarborough and Sue Simmons, they were the anchors at WNBC in New York. Yes.
We lived there.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you all meet?
We met actually at NBC News. I worked there 20 plus years ago. And interestingly, we were both filling in on the Today Show. You were filling in for Willard Scott.
Right.
I was filling in for Deborah Norville.
Yep.
And he was bugging me. He was sweet. He was a nice guy. But he kept bugging me. It's like, leave me alone. What's the deal?
And I was in, for any of you guys, I don't know if your now spouses immediately fell for you, but I was in the friend zone.
Yeah.
I was a good.
You were a very good
Oh, he's
friend.
such a good friend. Oh, we don't want to ruin this. Oh, let's just stay friends. Friends.
And we were friends for a long time.
And we were friends for a long time. And then she went on an assignment. I think for the Olympics.
Yes.
And asked me to check her apartment and make sure the plants were watered. Most guys would go through like, I don't know, an underwear drawer or something. I went through her kitchen and like a typical single New York woman, you open up the refrigerator and there were like tumbleweeds. You know, there was nothing in it.
Cheese.
I literally opened up her oven, and it had been renovated a year before, and I opened up the oven, and there was cardboard on the racks. And for a minute, I couldn't figure out what that meant. I thought, wow, who puts cardboard? Oh my God, she's never used this oven. She could store sweaters in here. What the heck? So anyway, right the day before she got back, I stocked her refrigerator, I stocked her pantry.
Left me some flowers.
Left her some flowers, and I got a date the next day. So.
No, it was like 2 weeks later.
Well, maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks later.
Close
Yes.
enough.
Do you have
Do I have a brother? I do.
But he's
married. Sorry. But I don't know if it's happily. So
it is happily.
I'm just kidding.
It's
It's a
happily.
joke.
It's
We
happily.
joke. Come on.
Aye.
Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
As a published author and ghostwriter, I give you props for mentioning your ghostwriter.
Oh,
Authors don't.
of course.
But with the chaos between you two, with having to write in separate rooms, did the ghostwriter serve as a referee, or how did that? And a lot of writers, celebrity writers, insist on writing their own books. So can you kind of go into the dynamics?
And you know what? We really did write our own book. I mean, I was writing in airports and in taxi cabs and so forth. But Laura Morton, our co-writer, came to the house a few times, came to the offices a couple of times, just recorded, talked to us to kind of get a sense of what chapters might make sense to blend. So we really sort of wrote our own chapters.
Yeah.
Maybe she wrote a little bit more of yours, but I really wrote mine. Well, you were busy. You were very busy. And you two...
Pardon me while I look underneath that bus. Wow, look at how clean
No.
the transmission is.
they had worked together on multiple projects, so they had a rhythm is what I'm getting at. So maybe she worked with you a little bit.
You barely signed your name.
Okay, all right.
But by the way, ask her who's half of the book she's read and who half she hasn't read.
Read the whole book.
She hasn't read the whole book?
Read the whole book. I have.
There's plenty of room under that bus.
All right. So she sat with us and talked to us a little bit, but then we wrote some of our own things as well.
I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
All right, relax.
Okay,
relax.
I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
Yes.
My husband and I were watching you to talk about the book on the Today Show, and when you, Al, did the part about your driving, my husband's driving is very similar to yours, and thanks to you, I'm now the designated driver.
Oh, great. Exactly.
That's right. You know what? If you don't like the driving, then you do the driving. Here you go.
He
now
pulled
you be
over.
thankful for what you got.
He pulled over on the highway
I literally
once
pulled
and
over.
had me
I
get
said,
out.
you know what? I'm getting out. And he said, what are you doing? I said, you don't like the way I'm driving? So here you go.
But our kids were very happy because we got where we needed to be on time.
That's right. That's right. They don't remember those. They've kind of forgotten the last of that hour, but that's another story. Yes.
Do you ever do guest speaking for high schools?
Guest speaking for high schools, it depends. You know, if the schedules work, you never know.
Yes, ma'am.
I remember you mentioned that you were a little disappointed sometimes because your wife, she had to take some time off when you had your first child. What would you have done differently?
Meaning Al was disappointed because, well, I think you were just sort of disappointed that you didn't have the opportunity to take off. Maybe.
I mean, I would have gladly. I mean, we write about this in the book that it was a tough time career-wise, in a sense, for Deborah. I mean, she made a great sacrifice because I had been on the Today Show and we had just had Leela, and Deborah was asked to be the news anchor on Good Morning America. And the decision, we kind of came to a mutual decision that we couldn't both be gone in the morning with a newborn. And so Deborah turned it down and in a sense paid a price for that.
But the truth of it is, it was my decision.
Yes.
You supported
Yeah,
me.
I mean-
You supported me, but I made that call
Yes.
because as a mom and somebody who had a miscarriage and had gone through IVF and finally had this baby, I just couldn't do it. And I talk in the book about the difficulty and how I never expected to make that decision. So it really was my decision,
Yes,
and
it
you
was.
supported
It
me.
absolutely was your decision.
No, but I don't want you to
Yeah,
take.
no.
No, I wouldn't want it to come across as we decided and that you sort of set me on a path
Right.
that might take me off my
Yes.
career. I'm giving you the credit to
Yes,
say
you are.
that you supported
That I was
my decision.
completely supportive.
But I actually made the difficulty.
I'm like a husband-like athletic supporter.
Okay. Anyway, moving right along. Yes.
I agree with you. Did marry up, Al. That's really good job.
Yes.
I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about publishing your own cookbook?
I actually have 2 cookbooks. They're not here right now, but I don't even know if they're still in print. But one was the Big Bad Book of Barbecue, and the other was the Hassle-Free Holiday Cookbook. So,
In fact, you sort of started out with cookbooks.
I did. No, well, the first one was "Don't Make Me Stop This Car."
right.
Adventures in Fatherhood, because it was something my dad always said, and I always said, "I'm never going to be my dad because I'm going to be a cool dad," and of course, you end up being your parent. So,
Exactly.
yeah. Yes, sir.
Do you still have the cardboard in your oven?
No, because I do the cooking.
Yeah, exactly. I do the driving. He does the cooking. It works out really
But
beautifully.
nice. Yes.
What's your favorite thing about Nashville?
Oh my gosh! Well, my
The
friends,
Clarks.
the Clark family. I just love the city. It's just warm and lovely and cosmopolitan in its own way. I love the restaurants. I love shopping. I really just like the place in general. It's really beautiful.
I haven't had hot chicken yet, though.
Yeah. Yeah. We can make that happen. All right, I guess one more question or so, and then should we start signing? Okay, so one more.
Tell us about your morning. Al has to leave, what time in the morning, how you all coordinate things.
That's a very good question. Sometimes Al usually leaves about 4:30 or 5 in the morning, but he gets up earlier than that. Every now and again, I'm upset with him because his clock went off and he woke me up. But he goes off early. And it's kind of interesting, and we talk a lot in the book about this too. He goes off, and by 9 a.m., his day has kind of almost ended.
Well,
or
10
it's just,
a.m. because I do the 9
Well,
o'clock.
okay, you do the 9 o'clock show, but I'm
She
saying
watches
9
a lot.
a.m. Yeah, I watch a lot. But 9 a.m. when I'm really getting going and about to go off to work, Al calls me often because he just wants to debrief and just talk. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm busy. I'm trying to get going. So we have these opposite approaches sometimes because when he's sort of decelerating, I'm just accelerating.
She would just as soon I text and never call her.
Yeah, he calls a
and
lot.
I call a lot
He
because
calls
my
a lot.
dad, who was a bus driver, at the end of each run would find a phone booth, because there were no cell phones back then, and he would call my mom for about 5 minutes. How you doing? What's going on? What's your day? Like that.
But you don't really do that. You just call and say, hey. So
Well, that's what my dad did. I call, hey, what's going on? What do you want for dinner? And then it's like, the truth of the matter is, I'm really the woman in the relationship. Like, I usually get home first, so
you don't want to be quoted. There are cameras. No,
I don't care. I'm proud of it.
Saying that.
I'll make dinner, and then I'm waiting for Deborah to come home, and she gets home. I said, well, I'm glad you're home, because now the pot roast is a piece of leather that you couldn't take the time and call.
But the truth of it is, there are no 2 days that are alike, because there are times when I have to get up and either go into Good Morning America, or maybe I'm going to go catch a flight and he's done what he's doing, or maybe he's already off traveling. So they're all very different, but usually I have a traditional role of being up, getting the kids ready, and Al's already going off, and he comes in a little bit earlier than I do sometimes. So sometimes it's sort of flipped.
I'm going to ask him, don't you bike to work? Ride bike?
Yeah, when the weather's hospitable, I do.
He bikes to work a lot. Somebody was asking.
It's a 15-minute bike ride, give or take, 15, 20 minutes.
All right,
depending.
Nikki is giving us so one
thumbs
more,
up,
one
moving
more
along,
question.
move along. There's nothing to see here.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a national treasure. Last year I had breast cancer last year, and I survived it. And every day I watched you, and I just think you're precious, you're so real, and we're so blessed to be able to watch you every day.
Oh, that's awfully nice.
That's so sweet. That's very sweet.
My family feels I'm a treasure too. They'd like to bury me. So that's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I'm sorry. Sorry it became a comedy act. We didn't mean that. But let's sign some books, shall we?